A pleasant good night to each and every one of you back in Georgetown, Guyana, and wherever in the planet the Guyanese are. My brothers and sisters, I'm appealing to all of you, and I want you to listen to me carefully. I am not here about political leadership, kingship, presidency, or whatever your politician might tell you I am about. I'm about humanity, love, togetherness, and that is what makes me different from all of them. 53 years have passed since Guyana got the so-called independence. As we says independence, but I do not believe Guyana was given independence. Great-grandchildren of cheap labor and slaves is the one who claim they get independence when they know when they were free and they know when they arrive. But what amazed me, these are learned men and women who sit in the parliament, 65 of them, from the time of the late Fast Burnham even on to present. What have you, the people of Guyana, accomplished from these politicians? When the blacks was ruling in Burnham time, was black power versus the Indian power. And the whole country was a racial affair. When the Indian get in power, it was corruption, obstruction, and many other things that follow with it, because Indians love money. They sell their brother, their mother, their father to the obeah man, or prostitute their daughter to get what they want. They do not fight for country, they run and leave it. On the other hand, you, the black people, you have a lot more dignity about you, but yet for all, you're quick to destroy, burn, kill, and destroy your own neighborhood where you're living without thinking, all because of corrupt politicians with the garbage they force into your head. And I want you to understand clearly, you, the military, the police, the civil servant, I'm appealing to you. I want you all to sit down and take a good look back. Tell me what you accomplished. You, the military and the police that keep the governments in power, what have you accomplished? Many one of you have your own home, a car, millions of dollars in the bank? And if you do have it, then maybe you was a hitman for the government, or the opposition, or some corrupt businessman. But where does it put you? You're not looking and see that your children is falling in the wayside and your grandchildren. I call upon you men and women with ambition. Every Guyanese deserves a piece of land so they can build their dream home. And the government have a right with what we have in the country, the resources to assist the nation. But who is the government? The people you elect to rule you. But they becomes your king, emperor, and they becomes the great watchdog over you. If you sneeze, you're in jail or you're dead, or they burn your house. Both parties play that nonsense, but the world changes. There's no more hole to hide or rock to rescue them. I call upon you, the people of Guyana, be united. Do not be fooled by politicians and this racial tension that they are preaching against you. And do not feel you're going to escape the crime. The world changes every second as we live into it. Let's make sure that every civil servant get a piece of land to build a house. And once you're working in the police force, the military, the school, the postman, whatever civil servant job you're doing, you're entitled for 50,000 US, a piece of land to build your dream house. And as the country progresses, every Guyanese can be shareholder of the country when we bring other nations to work to enjoy the hospitality of what God has given to Guyana. If we want to be fair men and women, you East Indian back India for independence against the white man, as you say, and you rule India. You blacks even send military into Africa to fight against the white race to get them out so your black brothers could be free and be independent. Are your people not ashamed to know you're in a country belong to Amerindian, indigenous people, and you are telling them how much land they must get? Which God want to see your face? What church you go to? I call upon the priests, the pandits, and the Magi not to take side. For if Prophet Muhammad was here, he would have killed the Muslim and tell them they are hypocrites. If Jesus was here, he would have shunned the so-called Christian because they do not follow his teaching. And if Ram and Krishna and Arjun was here, you Hindus would have another war called the Mahabharat War. And you Muslim, the grandson of the Prophet, would annihilate your so-called bastards. And you Christian also again. Moses had thrown the commandment in the face of your ancestors. Wake up. Get a clean slate. Be united for a better Guyana, so that your children can be proud of you. You are not doing justice to your foreparents. They have fought against tyranny, slavery, and today you turn back and be worse than the colonial masters who brought you out of India and Africa. Think of it. He brought you and threw you into a country that don't belong to you, but now you are claiming it like if it is yours, but you still love Mother Africa and Mother India. Are you hypocrites not waking up? And I want you all to know one thing. Whatever crime you have done will come against you and your family. Every minister shall and must have a lie detector test when the time comes. And I call on the international community not to give you opportunity to be a refugee in their country or political asylum. They must hand you over if we ask for you. But I also congratulate the Ghanaian president for making a trip to Guyana to see where his ancestors from Africa, Ghana, had came, since knowing it was the Ghanaian themselves who sold you, the black man, to the European that brought you out of your motherland. So I'm very happy that he made that stop, and hope that we can strengthen a relation between Guyana, also India and Guyana, because of the descendant that came from those countries. But we are Guyanese. You are only the descendants of those countries. You are not Indians. You are not Africans. You have to accept your Guyanese, or we cannot accept two nations in a country don't belong to them and denying the Amerindian their rights. Where is justice? David, where is justice? Mr. Barajak, what face you have to look up into the sky and call upon your God when you know that you're a hypocrite and you all are all thieves? Well, I call upon the man and woman of Guyana to be united. I call upon all of you that you must have land to build your house. And every civil servant, once you are loyal to the cause of the country, you must be giving that jump start, because all the ministers got big house, plenty money, and you are the one who are bodyguarding them. You are the one who is keeping the nation at peace, while they are the one who are misleading you, misguiding the nation, and filling their pocket with all kind of business. Or you people do not have ambition? Or you are not ashamed? Or you still worry about black power, Indian power? I call upon you, there's only one power, the almighty power. And Mother Nature is the voice of the Almighty. Wake up before it is too late, or Guyana will be in for a rude awakening. And you, the policemen who take bribe and beat prisoners, you will answer to it. You judges who listen to politicians and take side, you will answer to it. Because remember, the oil of the country belonged to the Amerindian. Because Walter Rodney the late wrote a book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. But if he was alive today, I would have asked him to write one, How Great-Grandchildren of Slave and Cheap Labor Deny a Nation Their Rights when they were backing Africa and India for their liberation and their independence. Have a good night, and may God be with all of you selfish people. Peace, and looking forward to being Guyana to see a real independence when an Amerindian man or woman will sit there as the president. He or she will save the border dispute. A black man or an Indian or Chinese and Portuguese cannot do it. Thank you, and have a good night. Peace.